Hey, welcome to Open Seating. I'm your host, Brian Lee. Now, before we begin, I want to let you know about a watch and win contest we're hosting here on the CW57. A secret word is going to pop up in today's episode. Enter that for your chance to win some great kitchen accessories. Now, my first guests are from the Wonder Bar. Joining me today are Rick Shuffle, the manager, and Sean Bortz, the executive chef. Thanks for coming back, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Now, I don't want to start with food right away. I actually want to start about your fedoras. Now, it seems like some of your staff members are also wearing them too. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're wearing them on Friday and Saturday night now. People that saw this show were always asking me about my hat. And so finally I said, okay, we'll start wearing our hats, so everybody's wearing them on the weekends.
So are you also wearing them around town, like when you're at the fitness gym or whatever?
Not necessarily, but I could.
Okay. It's a good way to distinguish yourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, on a more serious note, now last time you guys were here, we just sort of scratched the surface about your community involvement. So what's new since then?
Well, recently we did a Buckets for Hunger benefit at the Wonder Bar, and Paul Molitor was our guest, and he gave me a couple hitting tips. And we're looking into some homeless and hunger benefits coming up too, to join them, and talking about a picnic this summer where Sean's putting a lot into that. So.
Well, I wonder how you guys choose which groups and communities to help out.
Well, we get together and visit about it, and usually we go for the ones that look like they really need our help. The smaller ones are.
Do you pick certain categories, or?
The homeless, really zoning in on the homeless.
Yeah.
Hunger is kind of coming in second, but both of them are pretty important to us. So
that's wonderful.
We want to be part of it. So.
Something else that's new going on is your Gangster Hours. Is that correct?
The Gangsta Hours, yeah. It's from 4 to 6, Monday through Thursday. And basically it's discount on all drinks, and Sean has come up with a really tasty and appetizer list for the Gangsta Hours too. So.
Oh, and what are some of those?
We're doing a hot bacon and spinach and artichoke dip. We're also doing jumbo pretzels that are homemade, and we're also doing our ahi tuna. We're also doing a seasonal cheese board.
So this is all like a step above normal bar food then?
Correct.
And this is a great thing to come to right after work?
Oh yeah, come on down, and Brent and I will put a little Wonder Bar hospitality on you.
How long ago did this start?
About a month.
Oh, okay, and the crowd's been pretty good.
Just kind of fresh. Yeah, we're getting some pretty good bites out there, yeah.
And plus with all the things going on in town and basketball and so forth starting?
Yeah, they're coming on down, but we'd like to see more people. That'd be fine.
What's an example of a drink special?
Well, on all our martinis, there's like a $2 discount on all martinis to start with.
Yep.
And on beers, it's basically about $1 off on every beer.
So beers, martinis, wine?
Anything, you name it, old fashions,
Well, that sounds like a great deal.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to get my fork and knife ready, because after this, I'm going to eat, so I can't wait. Stay tuned. We're back with the Wonder Bar, and it's time to eat. I cannot wait. Look at that spread that you guys have. Well, let's start with your scallops.
Okay.
Tell me about those, please.
We've got some dry pack scallop. We blacken them, and we just use straight clarified butter. And then I do a ginger cream sauce that we make at the restaurant. And throw that on top. Usually we serve it on pasta, but I thought we'd do it this way, a little different today. And then we got some parsley pesto here too. Throw a little bit of that on there. And we got some daikon, carrots, English cucumbers, and radicchio to go on top.
Well, this is really nice. I know a lot of places will just stop at the scallops, but you guys just pile it on with this toppings. Okay, I can't wait here. Ooh, that looks wonderful. What I like about that parsley pesto is that, in contrast to a basil pesto, it's more mild, subtle. It really lets the scallops stand out, so that's really good.
We always like to try to bring out the best quality of whatever we're using, the scallops. We want that to shine. Then we add some other things just to bring it up a notch.
Well, you certainly did that. That's great.
And then next we got our Kansas City strip here. Ooh, almost hit that glass. And we got some 2-hour caramelized onions, and then we got our special mushrooms here too. We do with a special herb butter.
Okay, great. Look at that beauty. Now, tell me about the Kansas City.
Well, most places serve a New York strip. We decided to do the Kansas City because when we first opened, we wanted to do different steaks from anybody else. My philosophy is go big or go home, So this is a more wow factor when it comes to your table,
Well, I like it. First of all, I like the marbling. I like the rich flavor. It is wonderful. And yes, you can tell those onions have been caramelized a good long portion there. I really like that a lot. And Rick, you got something for me to wash this down with, huh?
I got a little Dino here for you, a little martini we whipped up at the Wonder Bar. It's
Dino named after Dean Martin?
Dean Martin, the Rat Pack. That's our shtick.
So do you have the whole rest of the Rat Pack in your...
Pretty much cover them all. But this is Tanqueray Gin and a little Chivas Regal. And we played around a little bit, which is a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
And came up with that.
That's a nice stiff drink. I think people at home don't realize that we're shooting this at 6 a.m. No, just kidding. But no, this is actually wonderful. I like it that strong. And it's strong in a good way, I mean it.
Good.
Tell me about some of the other Rat Pack drinks.
We've got we got the Sinatra. We've got.
And what's that? What's in that?
What's in the Sinatra? I think I need my list for that.
No problem.
The truth.
We also do the Maryland.
We do the
got
Maryland.
The Judy Garland.
Excellent.
You know, any of those old time, stars we.
Got the Sammy Davis and.
I can't wait to try them when
Pretty
I'm
much cover it.
in your place. Well, thank you guys so much
Thank
for
you.
appearing
Thank
again.
you.
And we'll be right back after this. Again, I'm joined now by Ken Galseth. He's the owner of the Coffee Cup in Stoughton. Welcome back, Ken.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for having me back.
Okay, I'm checking out your menu here, and it says not just coffee. Tell me what that means.
That means we're a full-service restaurant. We do everything from oatmeal to prime rib. It just happens to be Stoughton happens to be the coffee break capital of Wisconsin. So
you're not open just for breakfast. You're open all day.
That's exactly right. Yes.
Okay, but speaking about coffee here, I noticed that a bottomless cup is just 95 cents. I mean, that's phenomenal.
What? That's a misprint. No, it is. I just worry about what I do at my restaurant. And if I need to price at 95 cents, I mean, I have a lot of Norwegians come in there, a lot of diversified people, but I figure 95 cents is a fair price for a bottomless cup.
All your prices, it seems, are quite fair, yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm there for the locals. They support me when, 12 inches of snow. So, I don't want to break the bank. I want them coming back every day. I want them, have fun when they're there, not worried about, if we can afford it or not. It's just a fun, inviting atmosphere.
Okay. Now tell me about the non-breakfast items you serve. What do you think is your most popular non-breakfast item?
I would say the hot beef sandwiches with you get the real mashed potatoes and the real roast beef on bread.
And the gravy spills over.
The homemade gravy, yes. I make that gallons and gallons every day.
And then last time you were here, we talked about your desserts, your pies, right?
Right.
It's still pretty popular.
That's helped with my wife, though, there. It's a team there. But on the gravies, I handle that myself.
Okay, and if someone can't make it in and wants to take it out, you guys do cater, right?
I dabble in the catering, yes. I try to help out my locals. I mean, I'm not fully established in serving 500 people, but if it's 200 or less, and I'm not busy or I have the freedom to do it, I'll definitely help you out if I can.
And so that could be for any kind of corporate event or just family gathering or whatever.
Yes.
Especially now in the times of holidays, people may be ordering a lot.
Yes, I'm getting a lot of Christmas parties, and that's just from my customers. And I have the police station, the fire station next door, and they like to have me do their little parties and that. And it's fun. It's one big family there. It's really fun.
Now, it's funny, you said when you're not busy, you're taking care of all these things. You're busy all the time.
What did I say? Why did I say that? No, you're right, I am. I'm a busy guy, and it's always what the stuff that I like to do is dabble in food, and I'm always experimenting that way. So it does make it fun, but it is work, but it's only time.
I like that you experiment, so you're keeping your menu fresh and new?
Oh, yeah. Every day I have a daily special.
Oh, okay. What's an example of a daily special that you guys do?
We could do Norwegian meatballs. I could do ham and scalloped potatoes. We could do, just last night, I did roast turkey dressing, Thanksgiving meal. It's getting close to that time, and then we do fish fries on Friday nights. We're not just coffee, Brian. I can't stress that enough.
Not just coffee. I'm going to remember that, and I hope you guys do too. And then after this, we have a spread here from Ken. I can't wait. So.
We need smell-o-vision.
Yes, we do. Ooh, it's Luta Fisk time. Ken, can you tell me what Luta Fisk is for the people who don't know?
For my knowledge, it's cod, but it's been soaked in lye, as far as I know. In the good old days, I don't know what the process is nowadays, because lye is poisonous.
Yeah, people don't like poison anymore.
No, we don't like poison, but it's come a long way. It's not as strong and pungent as it used to be in the good old days. When I remember when I was growing up, eating this stuff. I think it's a lot better. I think.
Yeah, when you took that lid off, it's normally like a punch in the face, but this was actually quite mild. So I'm going to take a little bite here. Yeah, you know, I think people have to get past the consistency, but I like it, that sort of a jelly taste or feel to in your mouth, but it's so mild. The butter is wonderful.
Yeah, that's you want to serve it with butter.
Yeah.
And then it shouldn't be really jelly because that's a sign of overcooking it. But it's really
Yeah,
a hard
I
fish
just
to-
meant, yes, the softness is nice. Do you serve that year-round?
No, just typically I do it during the holidays. That's more traditional in Stoughton anyways. I mean, every church seems to have a Luta Fisk and Norwegian meatball affair. But I dabble in it. It doesn't really, it's not a big seller at the restaurant,
Yep.
you know, but it sells.
Yeah, it's nice to have.
Yes, it is.
And it's normally served with this lefse here.
Yes, it is. It is. It's it goes hand in hand.
And did you guys make this with potato?
Actually, that's how we make it. Is yes, with potato. But this I bought from a local vendor right down the street from me, Cheesers, and it's fresh. It was guaranteed to be fresh, and it's a lot easier that way. That's the way, because if I only go through 20 pounds of it, and I have 50, it always stays fresh, and that's the way I like to serve it.
Oh, that complements the Luta Fisk quite well.
Yeah, it does.
And you can put different toppings on it too.
Yeah, butter. We got brown sugar. We got cinnamon sugar. So it's healthy for you.
Oh yeah. And next up, you got oyster stew, huh?
Oyster stew, yes.
Now the trick I've heard is that you're not supposed to let that cream or milk boil, right?
No, when you're doing oyster stew, you have to stay right there and keep stirring it and just bring it up to temperature. Make sure the oysters are cooked and not overcooked, and it'll turn out well if you wanna.
Sure, please. I
You
can't
want
wait
a
to
little
try
bit?
it. Now, did you grow up eating this stuff?
Oh yes, I did. Yes, I'm accustomed to it, and it's not bad. I mean, I'll eat it. It's not like, oh my God, it's very tasty. Oh, you got the oyster. There we go.
That's wonderful.
Is that good?
How big of a batch do you make at a time?
I try to make about 2 gallons. Now, if you come to the restaurant, this is one of the things that'll cost you a little more because the oysters are expensive.
Of course, yep.
So, instead of a $2 bowl of soup, it'd probably be $3. But because of the oysters. And we give you about 9 oysters and 10 ounces of soup.
So it's a wonderful Scandinavian meal, and I'm so honored to have tried this. So thank you so much,
I
Ken.
appreciate it that you tried it, yes.
And we will be right back after this. It's party time now here on Open Seating. I'm joined now by Justin Gibson. He's the president and co-founder of Von Foss. And Nick Quint, he's the president of Yahar Bay Distillers. Thanks, guys, for coming back.
Thank you, Brian.
Thanks, Brian.
So, Nick, let's start with you. You guys are based here in Madison, but where are you distributing throughout the United States?
Well, our primary market is still Wisconsin, but our products over the last 7 years have started finding their way into actually 15 different states. The biggest thrill, I guess, in the last few months has been New York State, where you can now go into Manhattan, Bronx, most of New York City and find our products.
Oh, that's great. Are the other states primarily in the Midwest?
Midwest, Illinois, Minnesota, Missouri, and small amounts in some of the western states.
Now, I'm curious, where do you guys source your fruits, grains, and herbs for your spirits?
Everything we get, we try to get in Wisconsin. Some of our newest products, cranberry products, all comes from the Warrens area. The cherry products come from Door County, apple from Kickapoo orchards in Gaze Mills, some of the local orchards, grains from all over.
Yeah, and Wisconsin's a big cranberry state, too.
Yeah, it's a great cranberry state. We have 2 new products with cranberries. One, cranberry brandy that, to my knowledge, has never been made before. It was a challenge. It's definitely seasonal. It's something unique, very, very interesting. And it's not on the shelves yet, but we're just bottling it today.
Do you guys export at all?
Yes, we did our first
Abroad?
export of some of our whiskey to Germany about a week ago.
Oh, great.
So anxious to see how that turns out.
Now, Justin, back here in the States, you guys have locations throughout the United States. Tell me about your expansion plans.
Sure. Well, we've had a great year this year, better than 100% expansion, finding some great new partners who have a love of food and are really enjoying bringing an experience franchise to their community. So we're very excited about how it's going. We're looking towards 2014 as another big year for us and bringing experience and Yahar Bay products to other places throughout the country.
Now, it's the holiday shopping season, so I imagine you guys got to be pretty busy at your stores.
We do. It's a great season for us. We always do a big part of our business during the year. Our different bottle shapes and sizes, the different quantities people can use to get the price point to where they want it, but still get an excellent quality spirit, really makes it great for gift giving. We also personalize it with handwriting and a special message if you'd like, and prettily gift wrapped for people, so people really appreciate us for the holidays. It's really excellent.
I don't know if the people at home can appreciate, but those bottles do come in all shapes and sizes, and they're so beautiful and unique that they do in fact make great gifts.
Exactly, yeah. That was one of the important parts about Von Foss, is maintaining that personalization both to your budget and for the person, because you can really select a bottle that you feel personally connected to that will really impress them.
And I get the sample right after this. Well, folks, I'm pretty parched, and so let's do something about that, shall we? Justin, what do we have in store?
Well, our first one we're calling Fall Fun, also a great winter drink as we're getting into the cold season. Definitely looking for those drinks that are great to sit around the fire and warm you up a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So what we have is Yahara Bay's American whiskey, and along with some of our apple balsamic, our star apple balsamic, and we'll just mix these up real quick.
Can you tell me a little bit about this rye whiskey?
Well, the American whiskey, it's a single barrel, 4 grain. We produce it right here at the distillery. It's aged in new charred oak barrels, so it's aged like a bourbon. It was one of our first whiskeys. It's still the most popular. We also have bourbon. This technically is a bourbon. We just decided to call it whiskey. We're making now about 18 different products. So we sort of handpick what we think is going to work best. Von Foss carries the majority of those products, as do quite a few of the other local retailers. But at Von Foss, you get the opportunity to do this, taste the products.
Oh, yeah. Now, I've been hearing a lot about vinegar-based cocktails. I mean, what's the phenomenon behind that?
Vinegar really adds and especially ours, it adds a really rich fruity taste to it, and also a little bit of pizzazz from the vinegar. Using the Star one, it's a bit sweeter and lower acidity, so we can bring out a lot of that apple flavor and a little bit spruce it up a bit, and really mixes nice with this whiskey.
Well, you described that perfectly, because those were what I would have said. I like that it's not too vinegary. I think people would think, oh my gosh, this is a vinegar drink, but it's not at all. The apple is prevalent in this, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, the vinegar really doesn't come out too much. It gives a little bit of effervescence, but definitely doesn't overpower the drink.
I like it. What do you have next?
Next, we got a very nice Prosecco that we carry in our store.
Prosecco, now that's often used in like a Bellini drink too, right?
It is, yeah. Prosecco is a white wine similar to like a champagne. And then what we're going to do is we're going to top it off with a little bit of Yahara Bay's Crancello. And again, you can get one beautiful thing about Von Foss, you can get different bottle sizes and such to mix with, so you can so you don't have to get a big bottle if you just want a little taste. So then you just do a little mix. In
the little time we have left, I appreciate that the Crancello is not too cranberry-y, not too tart.
Yeah, the Crancello is it's all natural. You can cook with it. It's great like this, and we worked at it quite a while to get it, so it's not too tart but not too sweet. It is a liqueur, but it's nice and gentle.
Thank you guys so much for appearing, and cheers.
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 Thanks, Brad.
Oh, that is refreshing. I like that a lot. Guys, try this at home, okay? When you have a chance. Welcome back. Oh, and I get to rest my feet and enjoy a nice sit-down with my next guest. That's Irwin. He is the owner of Firehouse Subs, 2 locations here in Madison. Thanks so much for joining.
Thank you so much, Brian. I'm glad to be here once again.
Yeah, you're looking good, man.
Thank you.
What's new?
Well, today I wanted to talk again about the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation. The Public Safety Foundation was founded in 2005 with the occurrence of Hurricane Katrina. The founders, Chris and Robin Sorensen, were watching the devastation, wanted to help out. They got the Firehouse Subs bus. They loaded it up with inventory and headed out to New Orleans with the intention of feeding first responders. They got there and just fed everybody. They were there for several days. On the way back, they said, how can we help the community? And they came up with the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation. We've given donations all across the country, from Boston to California. We $7.7 million to date, And we derive our funds in three ways inside the restaurant. First, we have the roundup, and also you can drop your change left over from your dollar, or you can just round up on your credit card to the next dollar. We have the Public Safety Foundation pickle buckets, which we sell for $2 each, and that keeps them out of the landfill and gives our customers something to use for storage and things like that. And then last but not least, we have the medallions, which we just finished in October. It was very successful. We had great results. We raised over $400,000, I believe, this year for the medallion drive across the country. As far as first responders, it's very easy for them to apply online at grant.firehousesubs.com. And we actually have a couple of donation events coming up right here in Wisconsin. We're going to be giving back to the community. We have an event at our Mineral Point restaurant just east of the Beltline on December 9th. That's Monday, December 9th at 2 p.m. We're donating $5,000 worth of carbon dioxide detectors to the McFarland Fire Department. Again, that's 2 p.m. at our Mineral Point location. And then on December 10th, in Green Bay at 2665 Oneida Street, we are having a donation at 12:30 p.m. Again, December 10th. We're giving $15,000 of thermal imaging camera equipment to the Ashbelon Fire Department, and that will be at 12:30. We will have Don Davey, my partner, former Wisconsin Badger and Green Bay Packer great, there to sign autographs with current Green Bay Packer James Stark. That's going to happen from 1 to 2:30, so we want to invite everybody out for that.
Thank you so much. Those sound like great events. And in this next segment, we're going to eat, but we'll be right back after this. Wow. Folks at home, do you see this spread? It is absolutely incredible. Eric, please indulge me. What do we have here?
What we have here is our 10 signature subs. What we do is we steam our meat and cheese in our steamers here. It brings out the flavor of the meat, it melts the cheese. We locally source all the produce. We slice our meat fresh every morning. All the cheeses from the great state of Wisconsin. We pile it high. It's a 1/4 pound of meat on each medium sub and a 1/2 pound on every large sub. And these are subs 1 through 10.
Well, I'm curious here. How about Bobby? What's your favorite out of these?
Oh, my favorite is the number 3. It has pastrami and corned beef, and then we marinate it with the cheese, the provolone, into our steamer, so it really enhances the flavors and melts the cheese just perfectly. Then we lightly toast our breads. I'm not about the lettuce and tomato because I'm a meat and cheese kind of gal. So it's just mayonnaise and deli mustard. It makes it perfect for me.
I bet all of these are pretty good party favorites, right?
Absolutely. And speaking of partying, we'd like to be able to host anybody's catered activity during the holiday season. It's very cost effective at $5 per person. It's very, very easy. Call the Firehouse Subs on Mineral Point, just east of the Beltline, or our location at Fish Hatchery, just north of the Beltline. And one phone call will take care of it, and we will deliver that and have set up by caring people.
Well, that's perfect time too, with the holidays coming up and people throwing a lot of parties, right? That's great. Now, don't you have some other news that you want to share that we didn't get in the first segment?
We do. In February, we're going to debut it on the Open Seating Show. We have a new hearty and flavorful menu coming. That's 4 sandwiches under 500 calories, and 5 sandwiches under 500 calories, and 4 hand-tossed salads are going to be under 500 calories. So we look forward to debuting it right here with you, Brian.
Even more selection than this.
Absolutely.
So I'm curious here with all these different subs, like, how do you keep track of them all? I mean, this is just incredible selection.
Well, we sell a lot of them, so we talked a lot. Our media sub would be the Hero, and it is premium roast beef, smoked turkey breast, Virginia honey ham.
For the meat lovers out there.
For the meat lovers out there.
How about for someone on the other end of the spectrum? Maybe
we have the turkey bacon ranch and the engineer. The engineer is smoked turkey breast, melted Swiss cheese with mushrooms. The turkey bacon ranch is smoked turkey breast, crispy bacon, peppercorn ranch, and they both do come fully involved with onion, tomato, lettuce, and just some delicious, delicious subs that we offer. Remember, the big difference, steaming of the meats and cheeses.
I still love that you guys say fully involved. I think that's obviously a huge separation factor, but I love that term itself.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you guys so much for being on the show, and thank you so much for watching. Hope you'll stay tuned for next times on Open Seating.